Hello everyone. Today's DIY challenge is gonna be, can I change this tap in my in my downstairs toilet? I've been putting this off for a while. I've never changed a tap before. I do all kinds of other odd jobs, but plumbing isn't really something I usually do. But I need to save some money because it would easily cost 100 quid for a plumber to come and change his tap. So I just think I'm gonna give this a try, see how I fare. I know a few bits and bobs about plumbing that will get me through, hopefully. Got this really nice new tap. Can you see that? It's gonna look so much nicer. Got a bit of a Mediterranean vibe going here, and that will just fit so much better. This is huge, this huge UFO thing that I bought ages ago. So anyway, I know the first thing I'm gonna have to do is to close the isolating taps down here. So there would be two isolating taps down here, and I will need to turn them off. So they're currently on. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. And yeah. And then once you turn them off, you want to let the last bit of water out, and you want to check that no water's coming out. You can see no water coming out, so they're definitely off. So that's great. That was my dog. So once I've done that, I will now remove. See these flexies here, they have a nut that I need to undo now, so I can remove them. So I'll remove those, and that will allow me to remove this tap. So I'm having to hold on to the bottom nut so that doesn't keep turning while I undo this. And there's a little bit of water coming out. Don't be alarmed. That's just no water that's in the flexi tub. That's left in the flexi tub. So nothing really to worry about. Okay. So I ran into a problem when I tried to undo the first one was no problem. Then I tried to undo this valve here. And I realized there was lots of water started to come out down here. So by moving this, and somehow I upset the balance in here, and that started a leak coming out the top. So luckily there's an isolating valve down here. So there's an isolating valve down here. So I closed that isolating valve, and that stopped the leak down there. But I now need to see what I can do about that leak. So come on in and see what happens. So I noticed that when undoing this upper nut here, I noticed that I accidentally loosened this nut. Yeah. And I think that's what caused the other leak. So now with my wrench, I'm holding on to the middle of the isolating valve. And now I'm tightening this back up. I know a plumber is probably going to laugh at my tools. But now this valve is nice and tight. So this one's nice and tight. So I'm hoping that was what caused the other leak. So back to me. So I'm one step further and you can stop. So we had to take a little break because I got a splinter from these fine metal wires. So, well, first now we're going to focus on getting the splinter out. And my partner got all this amazing gear, like magnifying glasses and tweezers. So we're going to try and sort that out first. What does that tell you? Always wear gloves when you do DIY. Learn from the master. Next thing is, I'm now gonna undo the nuts underneath here so that I can remove the tap. So there's a couple of nuts down here that I just need to undo with the right kind of spanner. Number 10 looks like. The worst thing really sometimes with these plumbing jobs is like the access. So, you know, it's all perfectly doable, but it's hard to get to. You know, I'm fiddling around with this for ages because the spanner isn't ideal to get there. And I know plumbers have special tools, and that's partly what you pay for. You know, because they have all the specialist tools, but sometimes you do need a lot of patience. So, there you go. It's loose, but I can't get it out yet. I think I need to undo something. I think these flexies need to come out first. So I need to undo them. Just not sure which direction. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. So I'm gonna have to turn them to the left. It still wasn't coming out. And I thought that's because the flexi tabs are still screwed in. But I think I've just undone this, and there's another one that's kind of blocking it from coming out. So I'm taking these threads out now, and I'm hoping. Yeah, there you go. You got that? So just undoing one of those threads was enough. So here we go. Whew. Now that took me 20 minutes now just to get to this point of taking this out. So there you go. So now we're ready to put this new one in. Flexies I've already put in place. There's a little washer that needs to go in between here. So we don't want to forget that. Well, I don't know if it's called a washer. It's just a thingy bob. A thingy bob, right? So that could be a little bit fiddly, but I think it's an important. Oh my goodness, how fiddly is that? So that goes through here. That goes through here. And now, so this, I'm just going to do like that. Then we have a nice close-up of that, Timothy. Yeah, nice. So look how lovely that looks. So that's all nice and well. We'll put it nice and central. Yeah. Back to me. Take a picture. Why? So that's that. Now, it's really easy. You just need to put this nut and the washer down here to secure. Working too hard. Oh my goodness. Does that even fit through here? Oh my goodness. Does that even fit through here? Oh my goodness. Look at that. That's gonna be tricky.
Does that come off, screw off from the bottom and screw back on that nut looking thing? Does that screw off completely?
Oh, now I'm getting a tip from the boyfriend. That's my least
Not
favorite
a tip,
thing.
a question.
Yeah, he always dresses it as a question, but he's really trying to tell me how to do it. So, and now my dog is also barking, so this is not ideal, let's just say. It's not ideal, but we'll get there. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to pinch this flexi a little bit. And now I can force this through. Yay! Success! I forced it through by pinching one of the flexies. So, remember? My solution was the right one. Not the boyfriend. Right, so now I'm going to start this thread. Well, that's a long way to tighten that nut. A long way. Right, and before I tighten it too much, just want to make sure that this ring here, we want this nice and central. Hi folks, so I'm having a real problem. I need to go buy another tool. Look at this. This is the place where you tighten the tap, but I can't get any of my spanners that or that into that very, very tight space to tighten that. And you can see that the hand, as lovely as it looks, it's kind of loose and you can't really stay that way. So I know what kind of tool I need. I'm just gonna have to see if they have one at Screwfix or wherever. Yeah, it's just it's a really long kind of shank type tool with the right sort of diameter nut at the top. Not nut, but you know, spanner, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna have a look for that. Otherwise, I can't get this tight. Okay, so got this new tool in hand. Let's see if that does the trick. I'm gonna open this up gently in case I need to return it if it's not the right fit. So here we are. Let's see how that works. So bad news, it doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. So I'm gonna have to take this back. I'm really sorry. I just thought this was a standard size. This gives you 2 sizes. But it just doesn't fit. This is really the depressing part of DIY when you know, you run into obstacle after obstacle. Anyway, it's back to the building merchant and get what I need. Right, folks, so I have a bit of a problem. So this is the back nut that's underneath my sink that I'm trying to tighten. And this is a completely non-standard size, and I can't find any tap spanners that I've just looked at Screwfix catalog and stuff. So this is, we measured it with veneer, what's it called?
Veneer caliper.
Veneer caliper. And it's like 34 millimeters wide. So I need a spanner that will be 34, but that's small enough to fit underneath that very tight space in the under the sink. So I'm currently not sure what to do. I've also had a chat with AI about some options. I need to do a little bit more thinking about how I can get something that'll work for this big back nut. Otherwise, I can't tighten my my tap and it'll just be loose, and that's not going to work, obviously. So, watch this space. What I decided to do now is I hand tightened it. I just got some really good rubber gloves, as you can see, and I've gone back there and I've hand tightened it, and you can see it's pretty stable. You know, it's gonna be okay for now. Hand tighten it. I will have to get a 34 millimeter spanner, or next time my plumber is here, my actual plumber for another job, I'll get him to tighten it with his special basin wrench. I'm sure he's got the right tool, but I don't want to spend like 15 quid now or whatever. And I want to get it done today. So I've hand tightened it. It's pretty good. The important thing is this is really just to make it feel secure, but the valves are down here. So I'm now going to tighten them. So these are the flexi taps that need to be put back onto the cold water and hot water mains. So I'm going to do that. Then at least I can check to see if I've got any leaks. And we can start using the tap, you know, because we're out of action otherwise. This is too close. I'm uncomfortable. Don't over tighten. Okay. Now we can check and see if we have any leaks. And I'm going to turn the isolating valve back on. Yay! Oh, that sounds promising. So the cold water is back on. Woo-hoo! High five! Wah! Okay, that's nice. Now, hot water. Remember, we had a bit of a leak situation earlier. So I don't know if that's gotten fixed, but we will find out. I'll start with the bottom valve. That one's open. Nothing happening. Good sign. Excellent sign. Now, opening this valve. Woo! Ha ha! That's what I call success. Valve is open. No leaks. Look. Woohoo! Oh my lordy, lordy, lordy. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Look at that. Now I can wash my hands in style. I'd say that is a 99% success. Like I said, know who your actual plumber is, have a number at the ready, and know where your stop tap is, so you can turn it off if you run into any problems. But you know you can do it. You might have to do some research, you might have to think on your feet. Try DIY.